To understand the Ankh, we must travel back in time, all the way to the dawn of ancient Egypt. Imagine the banks of the Nile, a civilization blossoming with incredible ideas, art, and a complex system of beliefs. It was here, during the first dynasty around 3000 BC, that this powerful symbol first appeared. Before it was a famous icon, the Ankh was a simple hieroglyph, a picture word used in their sophisticated writing. It represented the Egyptian consonant sequence, NH. This sequence of sounds was incredibly important because it was found in the word for life itself. So, from its very beginning, the Ankh was directly linked to the most fundamental concept of existence. The Ankh was more than just a letter, it was the very essence of living. When an Egyptian scribe carved it into a temple wall or painted it on a papyrus scroll, they were not just writing a word, they were invoking the very idea of life, breath, and vitality. This simple yet elegant shape became a shorthand for one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It was a triliteral sign, meaning it stood for 3 consonant sounds, making it a versatile and common component of many words. You would find it in verbs meaning to live and nouns meaning life, cementing its role as a cornerstone of their written and spoken language. The precise origin of the Ankh's unique shape remains one of history's delightful little mysteries, and historians just love a good mystery. One popular theory put forward by the great Egyptologist Alan Gardner suggests it might represent something quite ordinary, a sandal strap. The loop would go around the ankle and the T-shape would secure the toes. Through a clever bit of linguistic play known as the rebus principle, the symbol for this everyday object came to represent the sound of the word for life. It's a wonderful example of how ancient people could transform the mundane into the magical, turning a simple piece of footwear into a profound symbol of eternity. Other scholars have proposed different, equally fascinating ideas about where the Ankh came from. Some suggest it could be a stylized representation of a knot, perhaps made from reeds or cloth, symbolizing the binding together of different elements to create a whole. Another compelling theory is that it represents the union of male and female principles, with the loop symbolizing the womb and the T-shape representing the phallus, together creating the miracle of new life. Whatever its true physical origin, its meaning became clear and unshakable. The Ankh was life itself, a powerful promise of existence both here on Earth and in the great beyond. The Ankh's design is deceptively simple, yet it holds a universe of meaning within its clean lines. It is composed of 2 distinct parts, a teardrop-shaped loop perched atop a T-bar, or Tau cross. This combination is no accident. Each element carries its own symbolic weight. The loop at the top is widely interpreted as representing the feminine principle, the womb, or the eternal circle of life and rebirth. It is also associated with the sun rising over the horizon, a daily miracle that brought warmth, light, and life to the land of Egypt. This circle has no beginning and no end, perfectly capturing the concept of eternity and the soul's infinite journey. In contrast to the gentle curve of the loop, the firm, straight lines of the T-bar below represent the masculine principle. This cross shape is seen as grounding the symbol, connecting the spiritual realm with the physical world of the living. Together, these 2 parts create a perfect harmony, a symbol of union and balance. The Ankh, therefore, becomes a powerful representation of the creation of life through the joining of opposites, male and female, earth and sky, physical and spiritual. This duality was central to Egyptian thought, which saw the world as a delicate balance of opposing forces that must be kept in equilibrium. This idea of balance extended to the cosmic order. The Ankh was seen as a key, not just to life, but to unlocking the secrets of the universe. The vertical bar could symbolize the connection between the earth below and the heavens above, while the horizontal bar represented the earthly horizon. The loop, then, was the sun, the source of all power, rising above the world to begin a new day. In this way, the Ankh was a miniature map of the cosmos, a reminder that life was a gift born from the perfect alignment of celestial and terrestrial forces. It encapsulated the Egyptian understanding of creation and existence in one elegant form. Beyond creation, the Ankh was also a powerful symbol of sustenance. It was often called the breath of life, a divine essence that the gods could bestow upon mortals. To be given the Ankh was to be given the very air needed to live, to have one's life force replenished and sustained. This made it a symbol not just of birth, but of continued existence, health, and vitality. It was a promise of a long life on earth, and even more importantly, an eternal one in the afterlife. The Ankh was the ultimate blessing, a divine tool that ensured the continuity of life against the forces of chaos and death. In the grand theatre of Egyptian religion, the Ankh was a primary prop, almost always found in the hands of the gods. If you look at the vibrant art covering temple and tomb walls, you will see powerful deities like Isis, Osiris, and Ra holding the Ankh by its loop, as if it were a key. This was a visual declaration of their ultimate power over life and death. They were the keepers of existence, the ones who could grant life and also guide souls safely through the perilous journey of the afterlife. The Ankh in a god's hand was a symbol of their divine authority and their role as the source of all vitality in the universe. One of the most common scenes in royal art depicts a god offering the Ankh to the pharaoh's nostrils. This beautiful and intimate ritual was known as bestowing the breath of life. It was a profoundly important moment symbolizing the divine right of the king to rule. By receiving the Ankh directly from the gods, the pharaoh was filled with their life-giving essence, ensuring his own longevity and the prosperity of the entire nation of Egypt. This act legitimized his power and reinforced the belief that the pharaoh was the sacred link between the divine world and the human realm, a living embodiment of the god's will on earth. The Ankh wasn't reserved solely for grand religious ceremonies. It was woven into the fabric of daily existence and, crucially, death. Egyptians wore Ankh-shaped amulets for protection and good health. These small charms, often made from vibrant blue or green faience pottery, colors associated with life and regeneration, were believed to ward off evil and ensure well-being. They were personal tokens of divine favor, carried by people from all walks of life. When a person died, these amulets were placed within their mummy's wrappings, acting as a magical guarantee of rebirth and eternal life in the field of reeds, the Egyptian paradise. Furthermore, the Ankh was frequently depicted alongside two other important hieroglyphs, the Djed pillar, representing stability, and the Was scepter, representing power. This trio of symbols often appeared together in decorative friezes, on furniture, and on sacred objects, forming a powerful mantra. Media Group decorative Egyptian friezes featuring Ankh, Djed, and was symbols on temple furniture or ceremonial items at its stock at it distribute _equally. All life, power, and stability. This phrase was a prayer and a declaration, a wish for the deceased and a statement about the enduring nature of the gods and the pharaoh. The Ankh was the central element, for without life, power, and stability had no meaning. It was the essential ingredient for a successful journey into eternity. The influence of the Ankh did not end with the fall of the pharaohs. Its potent symbolism was so compelling that it traveled far beyond the borders of Egypt. During the Bronze Age, the Ankh was adopted by neighboring cultures in the Near East, including those in Syria and Canaan, appearing in their art and religious iconography. It even journeyed across the sea to the Minoan civilization on Crete. Later, the Meroitic kingdom in Nubia to the south of Egypt embraced the Ankh, incorporating it heavily into their own culture. It became a truly international symbol of life and divine power, proving its message was universal. One of the most fascinating transformations of the Ankh occurred with the rise of Christianity in Egypt. The early Coptic Christians, looking for a symbol to represent their new faith, saw the Ankh's meaning of life and eternity as a perfect precursor to the message of Christ's resurrection. They adapted the Ankh into what became known as the crux ansata, or handled cross. This symbol, which is essentially a Christian cross with a circular loop at the top, merged the ancient promise of eternal life with the new Christian one. It became a prominent feature in Coptic art, especially on textiles and carved reliefs, bridging the old world and the new. After fading into obscurity for centuries, the Ankh experienced a major revival in the 20th century. During the counterculture movements of the 1960s and 70s, it was rediscovered and embraced as a symbol of peace, universal love, and spiritual wisdom. Its ancient, mystical appeal resonated with a generation seeking alternative forms of spirituality. Today, it is frequently used as a symbol of African cultural identity and is central to modern spiritual practices like Kemetism, which seeks to revive ancient Egyptian religion. It has also found a home in the goth subculture, partly thanks to its appearance in vampire films like The Hunger. From ancient hieroglyph to modern fashion statement, the Ankh remains a potent and inspiring symbol. You can see it everywhere, in jewelry, tattoos, art, and home decor. Its elegant form and profound meaning continue to captivate people around the globe. The Ankh reminds us of the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and of the universal human desire for a life that is full, balanced, and connected to something greater than ourselves. Its journey through more than 5,000 years of human history is a testament to its timeless power. The Ankh is not just a relic of the past, it is a living symbol, still breathing life into our modern world.